Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Somsila and AIC for the opportunity. My topic for today is dissect from simple to challenging cases. Dr. Ikeda has made my job very easy. She has presented a large number of cases very nicely. So I have no financial disclosure. I have a disclaimer though. No case is simple, though my topic says so. So from simple to challenging cases, whatever the situation might be, the end point is something like this, a well-centered graph in the center. So let us find out what is a simple case, or I would say what is a routine case. The classical scenario is a patient coming to you 2 or 3 months after cataract surgery, saying that his vision is not clear, or is not getting any better. The left hand side, you can see a typical case of pseudovertex bullous keratopathy, which has undergone a dissect operation and healed well. Now, for a beginner, especially for newcomers, what are the routine or ideal cases they should take up first? The cases which have a well-formed anterior chamber, a stable IOL in the back, the people should be able to be dilated to see that the IOL is in the back, or even if it's stable in the sulcus, that will do. And you need to have an adequate iris diaphragm to achieve a good tamponade. So this is another case which looks like a routine case at the beginning. I was manually dissecting the donor lenticle, which was quite thin. So there was a little bit of manipulation, and I had the feeling that the graft that flipped. But it was so well attached in the first post-op on the table that I didn't think of taking it out and flipping it again. So at that, as I don't mark for my dissect grafts, I was not in a way positioned to be sure. But at the end of 2 or 3 weeks, you can see that the graft had failed. So my question is, do we have to wait for that long to confirm that the graft is gone in the reverse way? But no, if you see in the first post-op day also one slit lamp pictures, that the angle that the donor lenticle forms with the host stroma is a giveaway that whether your graft is in the correct orientation or not. And what is this angle I am talking about? This is the ASOCT picture of the same patient and the clinical picture. You can see this angle. Ideally, we get this acute angle. But here you can see it's a large angle, which is known as an obtuse angle. There's a case report about this by Dr. Professor Titial, which says that it has been named as acute angle bevel sign to assess the donor lenticle orientation in stripping automated keratoplasty, or in patients where you have very dense corneal opacity, you are not able to judge your graft orientation well. So I took up this case, a simple routine case I had said before, for a resurgery. It was surprising that though the graft was split, but it was very well attached, and I had used definitive force to remove the graft from the donor stroma. Once the graft was removed, then it was a normal dissect case. Now, what are the challenging cases or situations? It's more than the cornea itself, the surrounding structures which are there, they pose more challenges for the surgeon. I could find corneal haze or fibrotic DM in all cases to be presenting with challenges, or post-PKP patient. Other factors where, like if the patient is aphakic, if there's an unstable IOL, if there's inadequate pupil iris diaphragm support, shallow AC, deep AC, post-trabeculectomy, post-valve where you have to maintain air tamponade, and there can be many more factors. Here's a patient, old fuchs, neglected fuse with cataract, for which there was a central corneal opacity, as you can see here, for which I did a phaco plus dissect, but this corneal opacity slowly started to fade away with time. But there can be other cases with even deeper opacities and vascularization where dissect may be difficult. Now, there are two cases, post-PK cases, which has turned out well. That the question is, the point is there should be proper planning for your post-PK cases. The sutures should be out. You should do an ASOCT of the grass-root junction to find out if there is ledge or overhanging, and if possible, try to avoid it. So you should find out the size of the failed graft so as to fashion your lenticle accordingly. For me, I do a scleral tunnel in these cases, and I position them either superiorly or temporally depending upon the size of the host corneal rim. And if you can make the donor lenticle as thin as possible, it's even better because that drapes very well on the undersurface of the failed graft. And if you're combining a cataract surgery, you have to choose a higher properly considering the hyperopic shift. These are the other situations that I had maintained. Sometimes you might have a large sectoral PI which is as big as the, or maybe even larger in the pupil. And there's a very shallow AC where you have to make a smaller size lenticle so that you do not have peripheral synechia. Now, this is a case of aphakic bullous keratopathy with a AGB valve here. This would need a pupilloplasty and then proper sizing of a disc graft. Now, I'd like to present my last case here. This is a case of failed DMEC 1 year, and he had undergone a cataract surgery 4 years back. Now, when I tried to assess his the eye, when you dilate, it didn't dilate more than this, and there were like opacifications on the intraocular lens. On going through his records, I could found that he was implanted hydrophilic IL. Probably the full chamber airfill in DMEC had caused those opacifications. So the plan was here to change the IOL and do a resect. As the pupil was not dilating, I had to use a pupillary expander, and the IOL was tightly adherent because of fibrosis. So I had to cut the IOL, leave the haptics behind, and put an PMMA IOL in the sulcus. Thankfully, the patient did well, and then you have this slight pupillary distortion from the trauma manipulation, but he's getting good vision. So the clinical situation may vary from case to case. What I believe is in all these challenging cases is that the challenge lies in carrying out the extrasurgical maneuvers, which is to bring the situation to as close as possible to a routine case so that you can do your dissect comfortably. Thank you so much for your time.